Hi, it's Martin from Martin's Engine Services. In front of me is a 2015 Seat Ibiza. Featured this one in a couple of videos already with creaky wishbone bushes. Started out doing the rear bushes and turned out the front ones were also causing some problems, making horrible graunching noises. And subsequently I fixed that just over 2 weeks ago. And that being the day after the hand incident. Oh, I'm pleased to report pretty much back to normal now. A little bit of pain in the joint, but nothing serious. And of course, subsequently fixed that, took it for a road test, and of course, we've now got another creaking noise. And after a little investigation, I traced it to the anti-roll bar D bushes. I did a quick down and dirty fix by spraying a bit of penetrating oil on them to shut them up. Bingo, it cured it. So, right, order some up. So, got the car back today. Very understanding customer, and we've had quite a laugh about this. And I think we'll affectionately know this little car as Old Creaky. It's one of those ones of thinking, well, what is the noise now? So it would appear that all three bushes each side are all making an equal amount of noise and therefore masking each other's sort of symptoms. So on the bench here, we've got the old and new bushes. This is the new bush here. And you can see the diameter difference on the old bush. This is the outer side towards the wheel. And the inner hasn't worn at all. And you can't see it, but inside the bush there's loads of like rubber deposits and bits of the rubber's broken up, hence the creaking sound. Right, great, problem solved. So they're not too expensive, the bushes. I bought a whole kit, actually, a Bilstein kit, and it comes with all new bolts, because you can see, I see why they give the new bolts, because where they pass through the subframe they could be a problem, but these have all come out fortunately no problem. So it's a pretty straightforward operation, nothing major involved. I'm just about to start on the driver's side now. Access is quite good. The bush is located just in here. See it, just pipe out the way. And there's a couple of bolts that just come through the front of the subframe, even here to get to them. So no major drama. Of course, say it's pouring with rain today, or has been. So everything's now soaking wet. So anything that's going to creak is now lubricated with water. So hopefully we've got to the bottom of this now, but I'm sure it's going to find somewhere else to creak from, but I hope not. So that's a nice straightforward little operation, nothing too serious, and we'll finally finish this job off. I've also got a 2010 Ford C-Max in at the moment for a routine service. And when I started it up to bring it into the workshop, it's been sitting outside for a couple of days. So I brought it in Sunday, actually, give it a little check over. And the vibration coming through the car was quite alarming. The interior mirror was jangling around, the sun visors, the door trims, and everything was just rattling and shaking. And it sounded like the engine was literally falling out. Now, the customer said nothing about this whatsoever and said the car had been driving fine. So I thought, good grief. So, quick investigation, headed for the gearbox mount, which is a common failure on these. But no, it turned out it's the front engine mount. You see the sort of centimetre and a bit gap here. Well, on the original one still on the car, this whole unit has dropped down where the rubber's split, and there's like a rubber pad here designed to sit on here to prevent vibration. It's actually worn right away, so it's now metal to metal on both sides. And the noise this is making is truly remarkable, because obviously it's using the inner wing as like almost like a soundboard, I suppose, soundbox sort of effect. So it's a fairly straightforward job to change. Cut the bolts, go into the front cover of the engine, cut the bolts the inner wing, and just pipe clips on the top. So no big drama, but it done to tickle me how they've been driving this for it's probably about 6 months since I've seen it. 8 months, I think. Yeah, but 8 months since I've seen it or driven it myself, and I'm quite amazed at how much noise it's creating, and yet I hadn't noticed it whatsoever. So, oh well, sometimes you just get used to these things, I suppose, and don't really notice them. It's the same family. It's got a few vehicles I've featured, a Kia Venga and a Peugeot 206 with a mystery power steering, fluid leaking up in the ECU, and and the trusty Nissan Micra that finally broke and subsequently repaired, put back on the road. I'm also plodding on with the Transit at the moment. Things are going rather well here. I've got the chassis all painted up, some of it painted up. This member's in position here. It's set up in position, it's been centralised and it's ready to tack onto the sides. Just got to line up a little bit there. This member's in place roughly positioned. Haven't decided on what I'm doing with the front one yet. I might modify it slightly and actually attach it to the original factory bracket here, by welding some trap nuts in here. Will make it a slightly neater job and will improve the access to here for cleaning it up. Making up some cross members at the moment. These will be cut to length to fit inside here, which will go across in here. And there's another one going to be going across in here. And when the body, this just a bit of a straight edge laying on here, and when the body continues through, it will come through here and sit on the centre of this, and the winch mounting plate will then sit on top of the whole assembly all the way around, can be seam welded to there. There'll be an additional 2 bolts going through this section as well for extra support, and the winch plate itself will be made of 6mm steel plate, and I will have an additional 2mm or maybe 4mm steel plate running across the centre here where the actual winch itself does fit. I don't think that's going anywhere. A little paint up a few other bits and pieces, painted up the fuel sender and bits and pieces. Actually looks like it's wet, but it's nice shiny paint. And that section in there I repaired has all gone in nicely. And I've just given it a rev, sealed up that joint so the rain can't go in anymore. And I've really given it a good paint up, which is it's come out very well. Very pleased with progress so far. Just been cleaning up a few other bits on the body and making a few little brackets for the side marker lights, nothing much, and a few bits cleaned up ready to fit. So all is going rather well. Got to work out say exactly how I'm going to reconstruct it. I was actually thinking of lowering the winch down into a pocket here, but the problem becomes you've then got a lot of water's going to sit in there and you need a lot of drains, and it will end up draining unfortunately all over the top of the tank and on the sender and all the bits and pieces, and I'm thinking not really a good idea. So I thought what I'll do, I'll put the winch back up on the top. I will probably move it forward just a couple of inches to improve the load area. And on top of the winch is actually the electrical box where the solenoids are, but that can actually be moved. So I might just slightly offset the winch that way by a couple of inches, and then I can mount the electrical box next to the winch, and that should make quite an improvement to the clearance. I had thought about several other ways of doing it, but it's starting to get very, very involved. And this assembly will have to be tacked together on here, then removed for welding, painting underneath or partially painting underneath, then refitting. And it's going to become such a huge, heavy assembly that it's going to become very hard to get it out. It's not going to be easy now, but I thought, okay, I'll take the easier, well, not easier 2 options, but the most logical. And I just don't want all that water going down over everything, because it's going to get onto the prop joint and all the bits that have been protected by the body now. So that's where I've got to with this. And here is just a quick look at the winch actually. Here are the solenoids sitting on the top. And as you can see, the top of the winch is here. And you've got this unit, and there is actually a plastic box sits on there. It takes it up to about sort of that height. And of course, when you put a car on, the car comes over the top. The bumper sits over here, and because when the car bounces a bit, the bumper tends to hit the winch controller. So what I can do is basically, it's on nice long heavy duty cables. I can basically unbolt this, turn it round and lower it to the side of the winch. I can say move the winch over a couple of inches up against the ironwork, and just improve things. And also if I shove it forward on the truck as well, that should solve the problem. So yeah, that's my sort of plan with that one. So it's the lesser 2 evils, and it'll improve the situation sort of to an acceptable limit. So I have in the past had to mend this poor plastic box because it has had quite a few whacks, and I've hit it a few times, and I say it's very tempting to park something over it and forget that it bounces and crunch. Fortunately, nothing in here's succumbed to its wounds. That's all, you see, pretty heavy duty stuff, so pretty robust. Still, that's where operations are at today. So it's now on to operation finish off the Seat, finish old creaky off. and just hope it doesn't develop anymore. Don't want to turn this into a mini series. I'm just changing a few bushes. Anyhow, hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. It's really helping my numbers, and just gone over 10,000 views on my videos now and 54 odd subscribers, which is good news. So like and subscribe is very much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.